couple of people are still not here. Maybe we just give everyone a minute to join in. Leonard and I, we look forward to your reports. We want to know how the experience went for you. We want to know about your so-called product, the podcast that you created for your NGO.
I think the Kyrgyz Central Asian students have it the latest, if I'm not mistaken. You guys, I hope you all ate some. I hope we all ate your dinner already. I guess we should say, and then I'll be quiet, but overall, just really the synergy that existed between all the students from Central Asia, from Russia, from North America, and UAE, I guess, as well, from the Gulf, has just been great.
We want to hear a little bit about the NGO you worked with. We also want to hear about the problem, human rights problem, social cause that you addressed while working on this project and designing your podcast.
So the class was designed basically to allow for the most integration and means by which students can see and interact with each other, whilst at the same time receiving practical forms of education through problem-based learning.
Students in the Department of Russian and Slavic Studies, of course, our primary focus is language and culture. We are preparing them to engage professionally and personally with the Russian-speaking communities all over the world. The way my students are engaged with the students in the human rights program is providing this channel of communication. They are there to regulate, to kind of help with different groups in Central Asia by, again, offering their skills, translation skills, but also their knowledge of culture. It's not just undergraduate students or graduate students, they work, graduate and undergraduate students work together.
The university mostly has social science programs, including law and human rights, to let those students to be involved together. So University of Arizona students could collaborate with AUC students and together with NGOs from Kyrgyzstan, maybe from Russia, and students from Russia as well, right, are involved. And some NGOs from maybe other countries, and allow them to cooperate with each other and share the thoughts and ideas. You know, people from different parts of the world, when they come up with different ideas, they really can produce something that would be powerful. That's what we thought. And it looks like, I talked to some of the students, it looks like it works. Because students really have a great experience by saying that, you know, I have never thought that is possible. I never thought that could work.
I think one of the most touching stories was one of the Kyrgyz students, and she was from Bishkek, actually. So that's the capital town, probably the height of the strata. And she said it was the first time she actually saw a homeless person. And she said she's passed them all the time in the street, but she never saw them. It was really a strong motivation here was not only to have a student relate to a particular issue, but have students relate to each other to a particular issue.
I would like to move to group one, team one. Team one worked with socio-ecological fund.
One of the things that was kind of challenging is we're working with an NGO in Kazakhstan, which is a huge time difference. In our groups, we had a combination of human rights students, the U of A Russian Slavic department had students, and then we worked with American University of Central Asia. And our group in particular had somebody in UAE, somebody in Turkey, and not everybody spoke Russian. So we did a lot of the prep in English, having those conversations, putting it together, and then the students that either were fluent in Russian or the U of A students were able to take that information and translate it into more of an interview script so they could have that conversation.
Because I was the only person who can speak Russian language, I was doing this interview with members of Socio-Ecological Fund, and it was very interesting. We discussed these questions, we discussed the problems that there are in Kazakhstan regarding ecotourism, regarding the laws, exactly the gaps in the laws that they have. And it it was very interesting and useful. And I may say that during the course that we had provided by University of Arizona, first we got a lot of information regarding podcasts, how to create them, how to work in the group, what should we do, what kind of steps should we do first, what should we do next. And the thing that I liked mostly was that we could apply this knowledge working in the actual project.
Danielle, and then Sazim, Tapish, and Boris, and Bono, and Sean. Who is your delegate who will talk about your work?
So that's me.
I was assigned as the group leader. I was the one that was handling a lot of the communication with the NGO representative and also the other professors. Near the end, I was mostly handling a lot of the translation work and a lot of the organization essentially for the podcast itself that we were working on.
Because I don't speak the language that they are speaking in the podcast. So when Sean and when they sent me the interviews and I was trying to edit them, I went to press play and I was like, oh my goodness, I have no idea what they're saying. So if they mess up and they needed to start over, I wasn't even able to do that.
We never kind of worked with these type of projects or this type of class to go and kind of interact with people like outside of the university or outside of the class. Our project was with the NGO of Interbilim NGO, which is located in Osh, Kyrgyzstan. Our project was to go and interview these homeless people and go to the shelters. We asked why were they homeless or what was the reason. There were some sad answers. These are also human beings. This taught me that there are a lot of human rights violations throughout the world. It gave me that courage to maybe in future work with these type of people or the NGOs and learn more and try to be helpful.
I've never had a first-hand experience with homelessness, and I'm thankful for that. And pretty much my only exposure to it has been either news or statistics from government bureaus. So this experience definitely showed me a much more raw account of the actual of homelessness, especially in a country such as Kyrgyzstan, which is much worse off than the United States is.
I want them to integrate this stuff. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's the answer to your original question of why I took this on, was to create a meaningful experience for students that they will integrate and carry with them in a positive way, you know, in other things that they do as well.
The real world human rights work is complex teams that are interdisciplinary, working together, figuring out language barriers, figuring out cultural differences, figuring out how to work together to address, a real world problem to move things forward for a marginalized group. It removes the hierarchy of knowledge that universities are built upon, and so I can see how it's threatening to some people. But it really is in this globalized world, this is what this is the way it should be.